This ODI format is his best format. Give him a run chase. He's got a computer in his brain. He calculates everything precisely, especially in Lahore. The pitch that they're playing on is full of runs. Forget about the result. Just go there, express yourself, go and play your shots.
You called all 4 semi-finalists, you did, and you called an India versus New Zealand final.
And I'm sticking by that. I think it's still going to be an India-New Zealand final.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
As I said to start the show, it's all about cricket tonight, and it's such a milestone match for our Black Caps. Really significant semi-final against South Africa, and a tournament of consequence. Rahul Patil is our man, talking all things cricket. Before we get to our lot tonight, last night you stayed up most of the night to watch your beloved India, your place of your birth, obviously, beat Australia, and in the end did it nice and comfy. 4 wickets. Look, 11 balls to spare. They chased it down slowly, but 265 was never going to be a total, was it?
Nah, and it feels good. You beat the Aussies in any format.
Always.
It always feels good. I don't know if our viewers and listeners remember, but the scars of November 19, when the Aussies beat India in that ODI World Cup final, are still fresh in amongst
2023 you're talking.
2023 amongst the Indian fans.
Well, as soon as you say 19, that's the Black Caps. Right. So many scars.
Yeah, November 19, 2023. But yeah, they did it well. I mean, Australia depleted side, without the Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins in the mix, it was always going to be a challenge to defend 265. I think part of the problem was because they knew they didn't have the bowling to defend it, they had to kind of get an above par total, which is why you saw the likes of Smith and Maxwell's and all of that just trying that extra bit bit too hard and going a bit too early. And it resulted in them getting a below par total. I mean, a 280, 290 kind of total on that wicket.
Well, when you look at 11 balls to spare, I would have thought anything at 300 was obviously the target, but close to there, that puts run pressure on, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And then when they didn't get that, they were always chasing, India's batting lineup. They bat deep till about 8 in the order. You got someone like Ravindra Jadeja coming in at 8. Mm-hmm. They bat deep. And when you've got Virat Kohli in your ranks, I mean, yes, he's got his issues in Test cricket, and he does flash outside that off stump in red ball cricket. But the white ball game is tailor-made for him. He doesn't play T20 internationals anymore, but this ODI format is his best format. Give him a run chase. He's got a computer in his brain. He calculates everything precisely and delivers more often than not.
And you just felt like he was in control. 84 not out in the end, and that was another great innings from him. No Bumrah though. The difference that one guy makes, and I want to talk about that also in relation to whatever happens tonight, because if South Africa do beat New Zealand, and then it's a repeat of the T20 final, and it was Jasprit who destroyed them when they had that right in the palm of the hand. So just before we get into tonight's game, the difference that Indian bowling attack has without him. I mean, to me, it's like you take Sir Richard Hadlee out of New Zealand at that time, and it's like, wow, I mean, we've just lost not only wickets, but we've lost the psychological nature of what he brings.
So true. I mean, he is the best bowler in the world across every format.
Agree.
India miss him dearly. Mohammad Shami is just coming back from injury, and he is a good bowler. We know that. But yes, what Bumrah brings to the plate is he gives you wickets up top with the new ball. He can come in the middle, and whenever the captain needs to break a partnership, Bumrah is your guy to go to do that. Yeah. And at the death, good luck trying to play him when he's bowling all his slow balls and his yorkers and all of those mixes that he does. They will miss him. They'll miss him dearly. But at the same time, what an opportunity. And thankfully, they're playing on a surface which is conducive to spinners, which means they're not missing him that much as they would have missed him.
I'm rolling my eyes
else.
Because, look, for a lot of us in cricket, we think that all of these tournaments are geared towards India. That the wickets are suited them, the travel suited to them. We saw the T20 World Cup, the playing times are suited to them. Everything is geared towards India winning these tournaments. Even the One-Day World Cup at home, you remember, right? And Australia upset that apple cart then. But whoever wins this match tonight has to go back to Dubai, as you say, and play on the spinning pitch. Although you've said that it is a different pitch, isn't it? That this one that they're using for the semis isn't the same old tired, worn one. Tonight, I don't know. Look, this is a bob each way bet for me. The South Africans are a really good side. We know that. But this is a Black Cap side pre-tournament. did exactly all the right things, played the warm-up, played in those conditions, won those games, have had one bum result, and that was a dead rubber match anyway, but Matt Henry took 5 wickets in that match, so I don't know whether we could be any better prepared for tonight, to be honest.
Spot on. We've done everything in our control, and in cricket a lot of times they say control the controllables. We have done everything in our control to be best prepared for this game. The key thing is, in tournaments like this, sometimes it's always better to get that one loss out of the way before you get to the knockout stage.
That's a good theory. Yep.
Yeah, and because, see, look what happened to India in that 2023 World Cup. They won everything right up to the final and then had a bad game in the final.
Right.
It's almost good to say, look, we've got that loss out of our way. Go focus on tonight's game. It's winner takes all. And look, we've beaten them in that tournament in Pakistan prior to this. Yes, they were missing a few.
It's a different team though, yeah.
Yeah, missing a few players. But still, you're playing good cricket. Just go play. Enjoy your game. And I think, especially in Lahore, the pitch that they're playing on is full of runs. I think the side that plays fearless cricket is going to come up trumps.
Mitch Sanders said that. We had it all over the news today on the New Morning Sound, a plug for the new radio show that we're doing, and he said that he expects big runs on that pitch. So whoever's batting first has got to target 300, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. 300 is going to be a par. So anything you get above that is a bonus. You have to play. But again, I'll come back to the fact that if you want to play fearless cricket, forget about the result. Just go there, express yourself. Don't get bogged down. Go and play your shots, and whatever happens will happen. The good thing, Matt Henry, your Will O'Rourke, Kyle Jamieson, bowling really well.
Mm-hmm.
Our pacers are bowling well.
Yep.
And we've got this plethora of chameleons in our side. And I call them chameleons because they fit in so well and deliver every single time. The likes of Glenn Phillips.
Yeah, he's been out of his brain, hasn't he?
Yeah, you've got Michael.
Look, let's not underestimate what that spectacularness in the field, if spectacularness is a word, a catch like that, it's just like doing anything in any team sport. An overhead kick in football, an intercept try in rugby or rugby league or something like that. It just uplifts your teammates. And every time he does one of those Superman catches, I'm sure that everyone gets a huge adrenaline rush like he does. And let's hope again that one comes his way. And when I say one comes his way, it only has to be in the arc, Rahul.
Yep.
It's just got to be in the arc. However that is,
Yeah.
That guy.
Isn't it funny? Now that when he's on the field, you're almost expecting him to do something spectacular.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't, it's going to be like, oh, he didn't actually pick up a one-handed catch.
Are superb, aren't they?
He is phenomenal. And not to forget, people like Michael Bracewell, again, coming back to my theory of chameleons, Michael Bracewell does it with the bat, does it with the ball, does it in the field. Mitch Santner, good with the bat, good with the ball.
Yeah, he's playing well.
We've got all these guys who are actually delivering, humming together. I think there's only one person in that batting lineup that I'd be really focusing on, and I think he's a big match player. We haven't seen the best of him yet. I'm expecting big runs from Daryl Mitchell tonight.
I was just going to say Des, but at the same time, Tom Latham scored runs. Rashin scored runs. A lot of pressure on him tonight. But again, this is the kind of games if you deliver in this kind of game, that's where your legacy starts. And so there's so much motivation there. I started the show by saying, look, this is up to us now, cricket fans. If we want our team to put everything on the line out there, then you've got to put a little on the line yourself. And that means you've got to work out how you're going to watch this, whether it's in bed, under the duvet, with the old, which is what I'll be doing, the old iPad there, just on the bed. And, and I know that it gets, the other person can get a little grumpy at this, but I'm going to fall asleep. But you need to wake up and be able to see.
I've got a theory for this.
Yep.
Go home and go to sleep right now. All right, sleep all day. Do what you want to do, but you don't want to miss a ball of this action tonight because, as you said, this could be history in the making. This could be where legacies are born and made. And so, it's going to be a terrific game, I feel. And why would you want to miss it for anything else in the world? Just before we go, I've got to make mention and a shout out to Napier. Every time that Napier has a drought, schedule a game of cricket. It happened to the White Ferns again yesterday, didn't it? It's just, look, if you go back through the last however many 10 years, it happens so often. And everyone in Napier laughs about it now. It's kind of like, oh, man, we need some rain. Oh, let's have a game of cricket. I'll tell you what. I'd forgotten about the White Ferns game yesterday because so caught up in this Champions Trophy thing. And then I suddenly remembered because a message buzzed saying, guess what? It's raining in Napier. And I ran to Cricket Info to watch, and there it was. The game's been abandoned, and it was just hilarious. I mean, I feel for them.
Yeah.
Because, there's been a lot of time and effort put into that ground to get it up to standard. Because remember, previously it wasn't up to standard.
No,
and
you had
there
that
was
sunstrike coming through at 4 o'clock from that side and everything else. Yeah.
But so I feel for the Napier crowd. I mean, you don't get a lot of cricket there, international cricket. Then when you get one, you want a result. You want to see a good
the team play. All right, who wins it tonight?
New Zealand. I called this before the tournament,
Yes, you
Marty.
did. You said it was India. You called all 4 semi-finalists. You did, and you called an India versus New Zealand final.
And I'm sticking by that. I think it's still going to be an India-New Zealand final. Let's talk about who wins that one after this one.
You'll feel so terrible tomorrow. You'll have had no sleep, but I tell you what, you'll feel fantastic if you've sat through and we win it.
DSPN.